Good morning. Glad to be with you. James, Detroit. Current events from a historical perspective. And I want to thank you for being a subscriber. I want to thank you for sharing. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch anything that I'm talking about. I think it's important. I think we need to continue to seek the truth and connect the dots. I also want to thank you for encouragement. I want to thank you for saying, keep up the good work, reaching out to me. This has been a challenging year from so many different perspectives. I'm seeing now that many doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists are starting to admit that the American public is suffering anxiety at levels that are really scary. And I mentioned yesterday about the fact that I'm not crazy, that this pathogen was actually in blood samples taken last year in December. But it's more important because what those blood samples show is that the immunities had already been established in that blood, and that takes weeks after contracting that. So it really and truly, I may have been right that it was already on our shores, already spreading in October, November, and December. Why is that so important? Because they took something that was truly an anthill through the media and through propaganda persuasion. They created a mountain range that convinced the American people and the citizens of this world that you couldn't survive any other way than by listening to them, disavowing hydroxychloroquine, talking about that therapeutics, if you don't get a vaccine, and to stay home. You don't need to go out and vote. We need to expand. We need to change legislation in all these states to expand mail-in voting and then take advantage of that. If there's nothing to hide, then why are the Dominion servers being swiped and cleaned? Why are things being continue obstruction against this president? My vote, against my vote counting. All of these things being said, you think, how is it possible we can really understand the truth? How is it possible that we can get to a point where we can believe what we hear again? I'll tell you, when Donald Trump won the 2016 election, I think Franklin Graham and a few other people said this was divine intervention. A lot of people discounted that. I'm going to share with you something that one of my subscribers shared with me, and I do have a message of hope. This person has served our country, and I'll say thank you right now again for serving our country. This person and so many others have served our country, and this, I believe, is a very typical mindset. This is what was written to me. First and foremost, I want to preface this message by saying, I subscribe to James Detroit, and I am in complete agreement with your opinions and your fact-based research and the content you've been putting out. I hope that it continues to gain traction and the truth spreads like wildfire. I do have a couple of questions and points that I would like your perspective and opinion on. To say I'm disappointed in the current situation our country is in is a complete understatement. It seems like so many sheep are just walking head to butt over a cliff. Having served 11 years in the United States Marine Corps, 3 tours overseas, I get emotional because I didn't serve, and I appreciate this man's service and what he is saying to me. Thank you. Having served 11 years in the United States Marine Corps, 3 tours overseas, surviving 6 IED explosions and well over 79 gunfights, all in the support of the idea of a free nation where we can worship as desired, speak, protest, carry guns, etc. I feel disheartened and almost to a point of questioning myself. Don't. Why did we go overseas and fight the enemy in a crap hole such as the Middle East when in less than a year, powers that have put us in such a compromising position inside the safety of our own land? They use their positions and the power of the news media to influence and strike fear in the hearts and minds of millions of our own people. It's disgusting to me, and it makes the feeling of honor and duty fade with each day that passes. Where are we headed? And is there anything potentially that you see that will stop this evil in its tracks? We all know the end of the story and that Christ will come back and have his vengeance, and I totally believe that. But is there anything on earth and in our country that can reunite us in some way? Somebody to pull the masks off our eyes and shed light on real truth. End quote. Thank you. Thank you for writing that. And yes, there is. And yes, you do talk about it. I say it every day. We need to continue to pray for our president, all of the people that are working so hard to just shed light and provide the evidence of this fraud. All of our elected state legislatures need to do the next right thing according to the Constitution, specifically about this hope. Because when it appears to be a 0% chance, then it's 100% God. For those of us who got a chance to hear the testimony of John Turnbull and a great service to our country he has provided as well, he survived an IED. Others have not. But if you have gotten a chance to listen to that testimony, and right here in Michigan on Sunday, he again recounted the fact that he was dead. Even after surviving death, the doctor gave him a 0% chance to live through the night. And then he did. 0% chance to live, but he's still alive and he's testifying to this day. He goes on to say that that same doctor, an established professional, an adult grown man, educated in so many ways, who did not believe prior to operating and working with John, then realized there is something more. That man is now a Christian. It's a powerful story. But when everybody, even in my family and friends, the closest friend circle, tell me it's over, your guy lost the election, move on. And by the way, wear a mask. It helps. The election process, it's a lengthy process. It's not over. This COVID-19 pandemic has become more and more obvious that it's been made up. The people that are culpable from our medical industry to our elected officials in perpetrating a huge scam. So many areas of fraud against the American people. The person that sent me this, and all of the great Americans that have served our country so that I can have a platform like this to be able to share the truth, I am thankful. And I know that there are millions of Americans that are thankful as well. Just like John Turnbull had 0% chance to live, and yet he did. That's 100% God. When it looks like there's no possible way that we can get back our constitutional republic, our liberties, and have a semblance of truth, free and fair, transparent elections, when there's a 0% chance of that, then you have to recognize that it is 100% God. The Bible has never been proven incorrect. These are the end times as we understand them. All of these things will go ahead and take place. I am so proud to be an American. I am so proud that I have people that are sharing with me what they've done for our country. John continued to testify in every church, in every public setting, one-on-one, as to the facts. The facts. That when it's a 0% chance, and yet it still happens, it is 100% God. I love America. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for everyone that has served our country to continue to give us an opportunity to exercise our constitutional rights, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, etc. I got to get out there. I got a big day ahead of me, but I wanted to take a moment, as emotional as I may get, because I am so thankful for the service to our country being me. You have given for me. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Make it a great day. And for now, I'm James Detroit, and I'm out.